All right, hey everybody, this is Jeff Lockhart. I'm the Executive Director of Kirkland Performance Center, and I'm just coming at you today to wish you well. Hope you're staying safe, hope you're staying strong, hope you're staying creative, and I'm just joined with my great friends from an awesome band. I'm a huge fan of these guys called Petty Differences. They're based out of the Eastside, and I've had the privilege of playing with them on several bills over the last few years, but I'm just really honored they played at Kirkland Performance Center a few years back. You're going to see that video in just a minute on our Throwback Thursday. I just thought they would join us today and say hi to everybody and do a shout out and go Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. And I just appreciate these guys keeping that music alive and going forward on the East Side. So I'm just going to throw the ball around to each one of these guys in a minute here. Hey, Matt, why you guys got this together? Why Petty Differences? Why Tom Petty? Why did you guys even decide to do this?
Yeah, I was just a voracious reader of music biographies, and then a new Tom Petty biography came out, and I just read it, and I realized they would talk about each song and the story behind each song and his life and how he wrote them, and I realized I knew almost every word to every song without ever having purchased an album or gone to a concert. And I said, hey, let's get some of my best musician friends together and let's just jam a few of these songs. We did that. It sounded amazing. We played at my birthday. Everybody at my birthday party sang every word along with us, and we knew that Petty Differences was born at that moment. So that's why we started and kept playing.
That is really cool. Were you guys all fans of Tom Petty? Did Matt talk you into this because he's a fan and drug you into it? Or like Peter, how about you? Were you already a fan of Tom Petty?
Yeah, for me, I always appreciated Tom, especially like as a writer, as a musician, his music and just the way that the Heartbreakers and, I lived in LA for a long time, and he just, was an icon. But I didn't find myself just sitting around listening to a lot of his stuff. And so when Matt kind of put out like, hey, I need a drummer, it was my wife that saw it. She goes, yeah, you're in this band. And so I hit up Matt. Yeah. And for me, same thing. I could probably sing along to almost every one of his songs, but I had never looked that much in-depthly into just how many hit after hit after hit after hit he's done. So it's been really cool to hang out with these guys and a learning experience of just the catalog of hits that Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers have done.
Yeah, I've seen your band several times, and when you guys were up there, it's like, oh my gosh, I know every single one of these songs. Like this show could go on all night long. Every song, you just crazy with that. That's great. So Brooke, how about you? Why do you like playing the Tom? You do a great job with the vocals, and what's that mean as a vocalist in this band, and why is this fun?
Yeah, I did not know a lot of Tom Petty's music before this. I knew like what was in soundtracks of movies pretty much, but kind of like what Peter said, every time I'd learn a new song, I was like, wait, I've heard this before. So the love took longer to grow for me, but I will say I love it all, and it I don't know. I think I love doing it because it makes people feel good. And when you look out and see that everyone knows these songs and they're all singing along with you, and like the energy that comes from that, it's just like the best feeling in the world. Yeah. No, well said. That's well said. And then, man, Noel and Jay, Noel playing the Mike Campbell parts and Jay playing the Benmont Tench. that's big shoes to play. It's like, right? Yeah. It must be really fun to learn all that stuff.
When it comes to our band, I'm about the time we started, Matt and I had just been talking about music and favorite guitarists, and I was like, well, Nils Lofgren and Mike Campbell were two of my favorite sidemen in the world. And so I get to do, luckily, these are great parts, great fun. And it's an example of how you can take simple songs and make just the best, most heartfelt music from them.
Yeah, and Jay, you too, enjoying what you're doing, and
I when Matt approached me about it, I said absolutely. I'm old enough. I actually played a lot of these hits when they were contemporary hits on the radio. Like we had college bands, civil rock bands, and as a jazz rock keyboardist forever, kind of semi-professionally even, I don't think there's a better example of how multitudes of keyboards are used in a rock band. Most rock bands, three-piece rock, you're thinking Led Zeppelin and stuff, and a lot of those guys did use keyboards, but Benmont's stuff is so prevalent, and he's really been an inspirational hero to me. I've copied so much of his licks, especially his B3 work, and you hear that a lot, and I try to stay really true to it when we play. it's so fun to play.
That's awesome. Hey, Matt, so talk to me, what's so important about, your band out there on the East Side or around the region? Why live music's so important? Why keep this going? I mean, what's up with that?
Yeah, this is where I'm from, where I've lived most of my life is the East Side. And you always had to go across the water, to kind of see bands or culture. And I could never figure that out. And I just wanted to be a part of creating a music scene on the East Side that had something to say, that made a difference in the world, and that supported local arts and artists and inspired these East Side kids to look beyond another world. I was thinking they had to go somewhere else to be a part of an arts community. And that's why KPC has been so important to me. And to participate, to support, to play, to attend shows, there has been a huge part of my personal creative life. And I want that for everybody on the East Side. I want people from everywhere to come to the KPC to see acts and shows, because you have world-class talent there every week.
Man, I have to say, I agree with that. Amen. That was well said. I'm not going to argue with that one. Hey, and lastly, who'd like to say what was so great about that night? This footage just shows the audience so electric and the music so great. So what was someone give me a great memory or why that night was important to you?
For me, I'll go first. It was like the scale of, we played my birthday party that had like 200 people at it and everybody was singing. Played another couple shows, 100 people and everybody singing, but there were sold out 400 and whatever the capacity, 437 or whatever it is. And they're all of them at the top of their lungs.
Yeah, everybody was into it
out. And I was like, wow, it's like a religious experience to see, people connect. And that was early on in the band. I think we'd been around for a year and a half or something at that point. So that was a real high water mark for us.
I was there that night. It was a Tom Petty revival. It was awesome. Yeah, anybody else? One more? What was fun?
It was really the tent revival aspect of it for me.
It really was, man. It really was.
Well, it's crazy to see everybody as sharp as the seats kind of are. Like, we're a rock band. People are supposed to stand. They stood up almost instantly and just stayed up. It was really cool.
The power of Tom Petty, man. Well, hey, listen, Petty Differences, thank you so much. Thanks for playing at KPC. Thanks for what you do. Thanks for keeping this live music live and going on, and for being so involved with all the great things that you guys do and doing such a well job. We're so honored as local artists that you play at KPC. When this is all done, we hope that you play back and you're on the stage again soon. So Kirkland, here is Petty Differences, Throwback Thursday. We hope you have a great day, and thanks a lot. See you soon.
Thanks, Jeff.